Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This is the Ready, Set, Go preview show. This is a show that I do every single week, typically on Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. And during this show, we do a couple of things. We give away a cool slab from our sponsor, Go Collect. We tend to talk about some news and current events. We mix it up in the chat, and we oftentimes even have a good time. And as part of this, I will also give you a preview of some of the content that is going to be released from the channel, including things that are pre-recorded. I try to give you a heads up on live streams if I know that I'm going to go live. And then I also will tell you about any podcasts that are going to be released from the channel. There was a person that reached out to me a little while ago and was asking if I had some books for sale. And I made a couple of comments to them, and then I said something to them, and they were like, "You have a website?" Yes, I have a website. If you are ever interested in any of the stuff that kind of happens here on the channel, you can always head over to REGIECOLLECTS.com. That is my website. There's all kinds of stuff there. Sometimes there's videos that are not released on the channel that are available there. There is a live feed for you to be able to check out Instagram. So if you don't really go to Instagram, you can go to the website. You can actually see some of that stuff. There are also, I think more importantly than many of the things that I just mentioned, there are also links to my various partners. And what's cool about the partner page on RegieCollects.com is that there are discounts associated with some of those partners. So if you are looking at picking up some of the stuff that I have displayed behind me and here in the room, going over to that partner page is a really good start for you because there are discounts. And what I will tell you is that we have an announcement. We have an announcement today. We have a new discount code that I will be making available to you guys in a couple of moments. We have a couple of other little tidbits and details that we are going to get to. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to stay tuned. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I definitely want to encourage you to do that. That way you can stay abreast of all the content that I release here from the channel. Videos typically come out Monday through Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. And then I go live typically once or twice per week. I've been going live a little bit more recently just because there's no work. I don't have to actually go to a job. So I have a little bit more free time to jump here and go live with you guys. So let me say hello to some comic book soldiers that have joined me here in the room. I see my man Jerry. How you doing, brother? Tina is here. Johnny Quest is here. Randy Resnake is here. Another Jerry is in the house. Jeffrey P, how you doing? Matt Woods, how you doing? Matthew, if you are curious about Instagram, most of the time I think somebody answered this for you is via PayPal. If they don't have a PayPal thing listed, if you send them a direct message, they can actually provide you with their preferred method. I recommend PayPal because it has buyer protection, especially if you don't know that person, but you can pay via Venmo or Zelle or any of the services that are out there, whatever that person happens to have. But I do recommend PayPal, especially if you do not know them, because there is the buyer protection and they may try to get you to pay the extra 3%. So you'll have to decide whether the purchase actually makes sense if that's the route that they choose to go. So scrolling down through the comments here, Johnny Future is in here. Let me see who else is in here. You guys were having a robust conversation to begin things. Hawkeye is in the house. How you doing, bro? It is good to see you. Scrolling down through the names. All right, we're going to keep it moving. I want to thank all of you for hanging out with me just a little bit this evening. Hopefully everyone out there is staying safe as we are many places sequestered to try to bend that curve associated with COVID-19. So as I mentioned at the head of the show, there are several announcements that I am going to make, and I'm going to give you guys a heads up on some of the content that is going to be coming out. But I also have some current events that I want to talk about as well. During one of the recent live streams, we were having this whole discussion around local comic shops and how to support them and some of the things that we've seen certain publishers and companies associated with the comic book community, the comic book market. We've seen some changes that they've made. We also had some discussions around movies, like we talked about Bloodshot and its $9.3 million that it it made, and we talked about what they might want to do with that movie and other movies that are actually out and or coming out. And so we have some answers. I was doing some research earlier today, and we actually have some answers to some of the questions that we were talking about. We were asking and discussing in previous live streams as of like this last week. What I have found out is that Marvel is actually putting in place some pretty deep discounts for local comic shops. They are offering some pretty steep discounts over and above and on top of the discounts that they already offer local comic shops. And there was a press release that has actually come out. Let me see if I can find the right paragraph here. See if I can read you guys this thing here. So let me see if I can find it here. This is actually a release that came out from Marvel Entertainment president Dan Buckley. He came out and made a couple of statements announcing extensive deep discounts on all Marvel titles scheduled for release between March 18th, which was a couple of days ago, all the way through April 8th. And these are some additional discounts, again, that they are offering as we all encounter new and uncertain challenges in response to COVID-19 and take extraordinary measures to prioritize the safety and well-being of everyone in the industry and beyond. Our thoughts are with the entire industry and community we all support. He talks about here how they've spoken with retailers and the economic impact to various stores. He says for Marvel titles scheduled to go on sale between March 18th and April 8th, Marvel is offering extensive deep discounts adjusted on top of existing discounts retailers have in place to help alleviate cash flow pressures and give retailers the flexibility to sell their product in response to customer demand as needed. And so I think that Marvel, again, is one of the latest companies that have actually stepped up to do the right thing by a lot of retailers that are out there that may be cash strapped, that may have seen a dramatic reduction in their income. I think that they are absolutely doing the right thing. I actually tried to go over to Diamond's website and I did not see a press release from them, but I understand it this way, that one of the best things that could happen for a local comic shop is to have maybe some delayed payment terms be extended to them by Diamond. And I haven't necessarily seen that. I think that Marvel discounting some things definitely helps. But, and again, I'm no expert on local comic shops and how they operate, but if they place their orders in advance and those orders are placed through Diamond, then the money is essentially already spent, right? And so one of the best things that could happen, at least in my understanding, is that Diamond could defer payment and allow these local comic shops to hopefully get a couple of weeks into this thing to see how things are going to shake out. But I think, again, Marvel is making a great decision to offer these deep discounts on top of everything that they're already doing. And I think many of you guys know this, that if a book actually sells at a local comic shop for like $4 or something like that, typically the comic shop pays about 50% of that. That is what they typically will pay. And again, maybe there's some additional discounts that they get for volume or something like that. I'm not privy to a lot of that stuff, but I believe that they purchase books for at least about 50% off. So scrolling down through the comments here, yeah, a couple of people here. Eugene's making a comment here about a tough decision that he's going to have to make on how many employees he can retain. I know that there's a lot of people that are making really tough decisions right now. I've spoken with a couple of people that have let go, a significant portion of their staff. And so it is definitely tough times out there. But again, Marvel kind of making some decisions as of late to help out some of these retailers. Another thing that I want to highlight here is that Marvel is doing the discounts. There are some other publishers out there that have made some announcements on returnability. They are allowing retailers that are unable to sell their inventory to return that inventory. And again, I think that this is a really good move. I think it's Only Press was the most recent to announce returnability. And they actually joined companies like Image and also Dynamite Entertainment. All three of these companies have actually allowed for returnability of inventory that is actually unsold at local comic shops. So I think, again, it's a good move. I haven't seen anything from DC. That doesn't mean that they haven't done something or announced it. It just means that I haven't actually found it. So I just want to throw that out there. Marvel's offering some discounts, and a couple of other outstanding publishers are offering some returnable product, which I think is a really, really good move. So let me see. What is this? Jimbo says, I work for Chrysler and GM supplier, and we shut down for at least 2 weeks. Yeah, man, a lot of places are shut down. I saw people today that were actually attending church online. I saw one place where there was a church service outside where they had like the band on stage, and they actually had people in their cars listening from a distance. And so life continues, right? But I think people are trying to make some adjustments to do some of the things that are important to them. So a lot of companies are definitely shutting down, putting work on hold because of what is actually happening. So as I mentioned, there have been several announcements as of the last couple of days for how people are making adjustments to COVID-19. And what I saw today is that Universal, and you guys may have heard this as well, Universal is actually making a decision that one of their movies that is actually coming out this coming week is actually going to be released not just in theaters, but also online as well. So it will be available through streaming and also on demand. And this is the Trolls movie that is actually it's actually a couple of weeks away. I apologize. It's actually going to be released on April 10th. They have made the decision that Trolls will be released both at the theater and also on demand / through streaming services all at the same time on the same day. And so this is a major thing, right? And if you guys remember when we were talking about Bloodshot made $9.3 million in its opening weekend. Overall, the movie industry has taken a huge hit. It was a 21-year low for a weekend at the movies, where I think the movies only made, all the movies that were out basically only brought in about $54 million. And so I think that these entertainment companies are starting to look at what is happening, like with AMC reducing its available inventory or theater space by like 50%. They're looking at the movies that are coming out, and they're like, we need to make some changes, right? And we actually discussed this during the live stream. So Universal is making the decision to allow Trolls to be released at the theater and also online through streaming services, all on the same day. Let me get back to the chat here. And yep, somebody has already made the connection. So we're actually going to talk about that one right now. It appears that Bloodshot, we talked about Bloodshot, they are actually going to allow Bloodshot to be released online as well. I think when I was on Apple earlier today, it appeared that this coming Tuesday, Bloodshot is available for rent and I think for purchase, this coming Tuesday, along with Birds of Prey, which came out, was it maybe a month ago, maybe something like that? I lose track of movies. But again, we talked about this and we said that, hey, this might be possible. We think that this could be a way. Sure enough, they are actually going to be releasing Bloodshot online for people to be able to check out, I believe, this coming Tuesday. And so in that spirit, there are other movies that are also going to be released online as well. And there were several movies that they talked about that are literally in theaters right now through Universal that they're also going to allow to be released. I want to say it's maybe this coming Friday. I think it's this coming Friday. Several movies that Universal actually has in movie theaters will be available. So again, these entertainment companies are making a couple of adjustments to be able to accommodate the current environment that we're in. Literally, people are not able to leave their homes or should not leave their homes. And it's a captive audience. And I think that these retailers and these companies are starting to react to some of that stuff. There you go. Matt Wood says, I was excited to see Bloodshot. I think I'll rent it when it comes out. There you go. Let me scroll down through some of the comments here. Yeah, I'm hearing Apple may buy Disney too. Scroll down through the comments here. A couple of people talking about gas prices. Oh man, what is this? Hey Reggie, I'm editing. All right. So another thing that I wanted to make mention of, and this is one where we don't quite know what's going to happen, is that there is some talk, at least online, that what is happening right now could affect Wonder Woman 1984. There is some discussions right now that I saw online, like official stuff that kind of came out from official sources saying that Wonder Woman 1984, which is actually set to be released June 4th, could potentially also be released in the same way, potentially online and streaming services. So this could really be interesting. And there are some people, of course, that are saying that that's not the way to go because this movie could be big. It could be really epic. And so folks are like, hey, June is a ways away. So why jump the horse right now? But again, these are some of the things that are actually being discussed, especially with Universal, which is pretty big to be doing what they're doing. I think that other entertainment companies are taking note and asking themselves, maybe we should respond a little bit differently as well. So what does it say? It needs to be released online. This won't be done by then, says Jean. Let me scroll through on DC Universe app, says Vernon. I have not seen where, but I have heard that they were talking about doing it. The Almighty Liger King, bro. I haven't been to one of the last movies that I actually saw at a drive-in theater was Batman, was the original Batman with Michael Keaton back in the day. And I don't know how long ago that was, but that was a while ago. Let me scroll down through the comments here. Black Widow and James Bond. Yes, those did indeed get pushed back. There was one other that was pushed back. I can't recall which one it was, but there was one other that got pushed back as well. What is this? Let me scroll up because I think I missed that comment here. If they release these movies to Disney or to streaming services, these companies would lose millions. Yeah, the thing is that they're going to lose millions no matter what. Right. And when you look at how much money they actually make from the theaters worldwide, you couple that with the money that they make from the DVDs, you couple that with the money that they make from the streaming services on demand. It's a ton of money. Right. But the question is, do they delay? Do you push it back or do you release it? Because the question becomes, is some money better than no money? Right. Especially when you don't have a definitive end date in mind. And you also have to remember how many movies there are that are potentially out there that haven't been released, and there is a cascade to some of this stuff, right? People look for these windows in which to actually release these movies because it makes sense based upon the time of the year or the subject matter or the audience or whatever, or the holidays, right? And so if you wait, you may miss your window, which means you have to wait how much time, right? And you've already spent the millions to make the movie. So is some money better than no money? I don't know. These are really, really interesting questions. These are really interesting questions. And thankfully, I am not in the entertainment business and do not have to make those decisions. So scrolling down, yeah, man, drive-in theaters, no doubt. Hopefully the audio has gotten better. You guys remember the little metal box that you would hang on your window, on your windshield. Hopefully that quality of that thing with that little cable has gotten better. There has to be a better option. You would imagine maybe you could even connect a Bluetooth by now through and play it actually through your car stereo. That would be dope. That would be dope if somebody has figured that one out. It broadcasts through Bluetooth or something like that right into the car. That'd be awesome. Watch there be somebody out there that has already thought about that. Scrolling down. What is this? Anthony says, Reggie, I'm really concerned for LCSs. That is hard time, tough business would be, and I hope they can make it. Yeah. So Anthony, you may have joined a little bit late, but I actually at the top of this thing was talking about some of the decisions that are actually being made by companies like Marvel, Only Press, Image, and also Dynamite Entertainment to actually allow LCSs to return comics and or giving them some steep discounts on top of their discounts. But I would absolutely agree that that local comic shops, just like every other business, are in a really, really tough place, right? There's no doubt about that. And the question becomes, is there anything that we can do to actually support these local comic shops and things like that? So something to kind of think about. I saw the word Bluetooth in there. There we go. Somebody's talking about it already. Maybe this is something that's already been done. Now they have drive-through theaters with radio stations. There you go. There you go. But clearly behind the times. I am behind the times. One of my LCSs is only open 3 days. At least you have that, bro, because there's a lot that are actually not even open at all right now. I have one that is open, but not quite official. So we're not going to talk about that. But again, there's a couple of publishers out there that are doing some really cool things to actually help out local comic shops. And there's been some shifts in the entertainment industry, which we definitely want to take note of, as Bloodshot, Birds of Prey are going to be coming out on streaming services and on demand, I believe, this coming week. And we may see some things actually happen with stuff like Wonder Woman 1984, which is not supposed to be released into June, but definitely something you guys want to be aware of. All right. So let me pop open to this other screen so that I can make one of the two announcements that I want to get to. So one of the announcements that I want to talk about is this website right here, the Collector's Resource. Matt Woods, who is here in the room, will recognize this company as the winner of the Comic Book Room Makeover contest that I did a couple of months ago. A subscriber actually reached out to me, and I think he posted it. I can't remember if he posted it on Instagram or on a video. And he was actually asking for a discount. He was actually asking for a discount code associated with, I think, where is it? Let me see if I can find it. It is the Collector's Resource 6-frame comic holder. This thing right here. This is actually the 5, but I have the 6, and I featured it in one of my videos. And he was kind of asking me whether I had a discount code, right, where he can save a couple of bucks. And so I told him no. And then I actually did a screen grab of that question, and I sent it over to the folks over at the Collector's Resource. They responded back, yeah, we can actually get a discount code set up for you. And so I was like, cool. Who says no to giving people discounts? And so the folks over at the Collector's Resource have set it up now that you guys can actually save 15% on every single item on their website with this code right here, Regie Collects. Very unique code, right? So it is Regie Collects, REGIE Collects. If you enter that code in, you can save 15% on your total order off of anything that you get from the Collector's Resource, which includes, I think, a 5-panel, a 6-panel, single panels, double panels, et cetera, et cetera. They have some really, really awesome stuff, and you definitely want to check them out if you're interested in getting some things to kind of display some of your comics. And what's great about these things, a lot of people are always worried about UV damage, and I definitely respect that. Several of their pieces actually come with UV protection embedded in them. So again, wanted to throw this out to you guys. Regie Collects, thecollectorsresource.com. You can save a couple of bucks. So I think somebody just dropped a super chat in here. My man Tommy just dropped that in there. He says, put it towards a giveaway. The people need some positivity. There you go. Tommy, thank you very much, bro. I definitely appreciate that. We will find a way to move those funds back to somebody out there in the way of an AOK or something else. So thank you very much for that. Absolutely appreciate it, bro. Hope you are doing well. Definitely staying safe out there. So there we go. Definitely appreciate that. All right. Let me see. What was the couple of comments here? Oh, the other thing that I will mention, I don't know if I can mention this, but I will. So the subscriber, what was funny is that as the Collector's Resource was messaging me saying, hey, we set up this code for you to be able to use, I got a message from the person that I was talking with initially. And they were like, hey, I just went ahead and bought the 6-panel. Super excited to get it in here, to get it up. And I'm looking at the 2 messages on Instagram. I messaged them back and I said, hey, this guy that asked about the code just placed an order. Silence. And then the response was, yep, we see the order. We're actually going to give him 15% off on his order. That was some awesome stuff, because they certainly didn't have to do that. They could have been like, hey, that order came in beforehand. But this was an awesome response from the folks over at Collector's Resource. So shout out to those guys. And if you guys are interested in getting something, definitely head over there. I will make note, because I always do. I actually get nothing. I get nothing from them for that code. This is something that they've decided to do to give back to you guys. I'm making mention of it to give back to you guys. So I like to be transparent with that stuff. All right. So there you go. That is now out there. Tommy coming up here. Scrolling down there. How you doing, Chuck? It's good to see you, brother. I just did a video for you, my man. You'll see it maybe in 2 weeks. Maybe in 2 weeks I did it, and you should probably see it sometime soon. I had a little bit of a technical glitch I won't tell you about it now, but you will hear about it soon enough. As soon as that video actually drops, they need to get a 5-panel for graded comics. Yeah, man. What I would tell you, bro, is I would tell you to send a message over to those guys because I'm hearing rumor that they have some plans for some new products, and maybe one of the plans that they have includes graded comics and in that size. I have no clue, but I'm definitely looking forward to working with these guys moving forward. So I definitely encourage you to reach out to them and see what's up. So I saw somebody making a comment here that some of the local comic shops are actually some of the local comic shops will actually do some deliveries and things like that. So some of the local comic shops are doing curbside delivery. Some will actually deliver to your home within a certain geography. So those are just, some will even mail your stuff out. So if they're set up for that. So definitely reach out to your local comic shops or nearby comic shops and see if there's some kind of arrangement that can actually be made. So throw that out there for you guys to consider. They're out of stock. Yeah. So what I will tell you is I believe that they are in the process of ramping back up and bringing in some items that have actually been out of stock. And I would definitely encourage you to reach out to them and have a conversation about some of that stuff. I don't always know like the ins and outs of some of the partners, right? Because they have a lot of stuff that's going on, and I don't really get in people's business, but I always encourage people, if you have a question, if you have a concern, definitely let me know, because I like to be aware, but I would definitely encourage you to reach out to them directly to have some of those conversations, because I'm certain that they can give you some insight into when those things might be back in stock. So there you go. Torpedo Comics is doing. If you did not see my story the other day, one of my subscribers was down in Torpedo, shot some fantastic footage of the vault at Torpedo. Oh man, it was, it's not the first time that I've seen inside that vault, but this footage was particularly good. I think this guy's like in the movie industry or something like that, because the footage was really, really great. You know, it was cinematic even. All right. So if you guys haven't seen that, I definitely want to encourage you to head over to my Instagram, check out the story, because there's some good footage there. If it's not there still, let me know and I'll put it back up so you guys can check it out. All right. So that's that. The next thing that I want to announce is that we are getting really, really, really close to 7,000 subscribers. And I'm going to be honest, I had zero intention of doing a giveaway for 7,000 because I am set on 10. I am set on 10,000. I was not thinking about 7,000. But one of you out there sent me a message and was like, hey, I want to sponsor your 7,000 subscriber giveaway contest. And so Tina, who is probably here in the house, there she is. I see her. There she is. 7,000 is so close. Yes, it is. So close yet so far away. We are at like, I don't even know, 6,900 and something or another. We are close, but so far away. But Tina has graciously offered to sponsor the giveaway for 7,000 subscribers. So shout out to Tina for that. I announced to her a few days ago, and I announced to kind of sort of to Patreon, I think yesterday, that I've selected a book that will be given away. And I think it's a really, really cool book. I think it's a really cool book. Tina knows, but no one else does. So we are going to keep it a secret. We're going to keep it a secret for a couple of more days because I want to get it in my hands. I want to make sure it's here. I want to make sure that it's good and not damaged. Like the one time we unboxed something and saw that it was damaged. So we're going to wait for it to get here, and it should be here any day. I ordered it a couple of days ago. So hopefully Tuesday, I should have it in my hands. And then I will be announcing on the channel somewhere, maybe even a live stream, on what the giveaway will be. I will tell you that the threshold for the giveaway will be low. The whole thing is I'm not trying to make people jump through too many hurdles. I want people to have some fun, to get involved. And so I need to, one, think about it, two, announce it to you guys. So stay tuned for that. But a huge shout out Huge shout out to Tina for sponsoring this giveaway. I absolutely appreciate the generosity that many people have expressed towards me, whether it be Tina or some of the people that give super chats or some of the people that send AOKs. I am very appreciative of all of the kindness that is directed towards me. I absolutely appreciate all of you. So thank you. AF15. It is not AF15. I am not giving that book away. Once I get it, it is mine. All right. It might be a Turok 1, though. I'm going to just say that. In Tina, we try. In Tina, we try. I'm going to tell you, Tina almost always picks B. If there is something with letters, Tina almost always picks B. I'll tell you that right now. There are a couple of things I know about Tina, and one of them is that she likes B. All right. So in just a couple of moments, we're going to give away this cool book right here. Again, shout out to the folks over at Go Collect for putting me in a position to be able to give away these cool books every single week for the last, 58 weeks or something crazy like that. And then I'm also going to be showing you guys a new book, the book that is going to be given away this coming week. I'm going to show you that book as well. So stay tuned. All right. So I want to give you guys some insight into the videos that are going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this week. I'm going to be a little cryptic in some places, and in other places, I'm going to give you, I think, a nice amount of detail. All right. So one of the questions that someone has asked me a couple of times, and the question has come to me a few different ways. But one of the questions that someone asked me was, can you still build a killer collection in this day and age? And it's actually a legitimate question. It is a legitimate question. If you think about the crazy prices for comics out there, a lot of the speculation and things like that, people are asking the question of whether they can still build a really awesome collection. And so in this video, I'm going to attempt to answer that question. And so I have a little fun with it. I will tell you that. But I definitely want to encourage you guys to stay tuned for that video that will be dropping. Another video that's going to be coming out this week is this one. I have completed another run of a Silver Age title. Completed another run. So most recently, I completed Amazing Spider-Man. And so I've completed another run behind the scenes. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to stay tuned for that unboxing. I am going to be showing you the biggest comic in my collection will be shown in this week. This week, the biggest comic in my collection is going to be shown. That's three. Those are three different videos. I'm going to be talking about, and this is where I'm going to be a little cryptic, a 5-year-old collector. A 5-year-old comic book collector will be the subject of another video that is going to be coming out this week. And if you guys are really good, I will release maybe a 5th video this week, because my man, Super Honorable Nephew, sent me some messages and was like, bro, we need a video on Friday. I may release another video on Friday. We shall see. Let me scroll up real quick before I move on. I want to take care of the super chat before this thing actually disappears. So here is from Chris B. He says, hey, Reggie, I'll follow suit and drop a contribution as well. Maybe put it towards another comic room renovation contest like the one I influenced in your IG yesterday. Oh man, if you guys haven't seen, if this is the same Chris, it's interesting that his shows up in orange because his walls in his comic book room are orange. If you didn't see this one, and on my Instagram story, I definitely want to encourage you to check this one out, right? Because this dude had a display case. He had a display case in his comic book room. I felt all kinds of jelly on it. It was like, but shout out, Chris, for a couple of things, bro. Thank you for the super chat. But then congrats on that room. That room is going to be epic, man. I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to seeing it come together. I am living vicariously through you and also through Matt Woods. Both of you all are doing some really cool stuff. I just painted one wall and then I was like, I'm done with this thing. So shout out to you guys for everything that you're doing. And again, thank you very much for the super chat. I definitely appreciate that. So next up, A couple of podcasts. I'm actually going to release 2 podcasts this week. I'm going to release one on Monday and I'm going to release one on Wednesday. Both of them are going to come out at 7 a.m. So if you are interested in podcasts, basically what I do is I take the content that I release here, some of the content, I repackage it, if you will, for the podcast. So if you want to listen to Reggie on the go, you can actually download the podcast. It's basically available everywhere, right? So Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, the Google Play Store. I mean, if there is a podcasting service out there, I think I'm actually on it. And so you have an opportunity to listen to a lot of my ramblings, musings, pontification on the go. So there you go. Those are the videos, podcasts, etc., that are going to be released from the channel this week. Let me check it out real quick. Brian is saying, yes, I believe you can build a killer collection. I'm doing it right now on a very tight budget and strategy, and recently landed some cool books. There you go. There you go. And I too am maybe living proof of that. But again, I definitely would encourage you guys to stay tuned to the video that'll be coming up this week because I'm actually going to talk about it. I'm going to give you my opinion along with some things that you might want to think about and things that you might want to consider. But shout out to you, Brian, for believing that it is possible and I think also doing it. So shout out to you, bro. Takes time, says Johnny Future. Takes time to build a killer collection. Does not happen overnight unless you have a lot of money. If you have a lot of money, then you can absolutely do it overnight. But I don't know if that's fun. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if that is fun. I think that there is something to be said by the hunt and the slow burn of it all. You know, I think that there's something to be said for having to work for something. It actually, in my mind, makes it even more meaningful and magical, if you will. So again, maybe that's just because I'm poor. I don't know. Let me see what else you guys are talking about. Scrolling down through some of the comments. I may have just lost the chat. I don't know. It's been a couple of minutes. Oh, nope. There we go. All right. I think we are good. All right. So let me see what else you guys are talking about. But there we go. So Chuck says, exactly, but you have to decide what you want to collect, and then you have a plan and an understanding partner. Could not agree more with what Chuck is saying right there. That is legit. Xavier, how you doing, my friend? It is good to see you. Welcome to the live stream. All right. So there we go. Let's keep it moving on. And I want to go ahead and get into this right here. This is Creepy #1, a 7.0 from CGC, the first appearance of Uncle Creepy. It is also a Frank Frazetta comic strip, one of his last. Really, really nice yellow cover book right here. This book is actually going to be mailed out to one lucky winner tomorrow. So you will get that book. You will also get a Go Collect t-shirt if you are the winner. I only have the shirts right now in large. They come in 2 colors. Light gray, dark gray, but I only have one size, large. That's it. If you cannot wear large, let me know and I will toss something extra in the box for you instead of the t-shirt. And then you will also get the Go Collect exclusive variant. So if you are the winner, make sure you send me an email as soon as you can to Regie@regiecollects.com. In that email, I need your screen name, your government name, your mailing address, your preference. Like if you want a shirt, and you can fit a large, give me your preference for color, and of course, all of your other information, your mail address, all that kind of stuff. And I will bundle everything up and I will get it sent out to you tomorrow. All right. So let's go ahead. I'm going to actually share my screen here and I'm going to show you all the list of people that were able to successfully enter this week's giveaway. This list, I believe, was posted up about 7:45 this morning, but these are the 200 or so individuals that were able to find the video in which I buried the phrase. They were able to successfully navigate over to the community tab, find the post in which I actually talked about the creepy book. They were able to click the link and then plug in all of their information. So these are all of the individuals that were able to successfully do that. They are now in the running for this week's giveaway. And just to answer a couple of questions that I've received as of late, the list does reset every week. So every week you have an opportunity to get into this thing, but you have to watch the videos. You have to find the video with the phrase. You have to capture the phrase and then head over to the community tab to plug all of that information in, right? So this is a weekly thing that we do for the last 50 some odd weeks. All right. So we've rolled 8. We've rolled 8. So we are now going to randomize this list a total of 8 times, and then we are going to give away this really cool book to one lucky subscriber. All right, so we're going to go ahead and randomize it a total 8 times. That is 1. Here is 2. Here is 3. 4. 5. 6. 7, and the winner of this week's Go Collect giveaway is, I don't know why I do that, the Caped Crusader. The Caped Crusader, you are the winner of this week's Go Collect giveaway. Congrats to you. You are going to get the Uncle Creepy book sent out to you. So make sure you send me that email just as soon as you can so that I can get all of this bundled up and sent out to you in a timely manner. All right. So let me go ahead and minimize that screen. Take that away. All right. So the Cape Crusader, you have 1 week to reach out to me so that I can get your book mailed out to you. All right. So Jeff, good night to you. Thank you for hanging out just a little bit. Absolutely appreciate it. The Creepy Crusader. Couple of congratulatory comments here. Johnny Future. Johnny Future almost broke. He almost broke the top 10. I was 18th. Congrats to all of you for entering this week's giveaway and being at least in the running to get that cool book. I just ordered a couple of new books, man. I'm gonna tell you for next month because of everything that is actually happening. One of my suppliers is actually reduced hours and not able to ship out as much as they normally would. So I actually placed my order for books a little earlier than I normally do. So I didn't want to make sure that there was no interruption. And so I actually have a lot of the books en route to me right now, which gives me a tremendous amount of comfort that we would have no interruption in the things that we do. All right. So let me head over to Go Collect real quick because I actually want to show you guys this week's giveaway. And I want to have Go Collect open so that I can actually do the FMV for this book because that was one of the questions that was actually asked of me. And this is the first time I think that I've actually purchased a book of this sort. And part of the reason why I picked it up is because I thought it was different and I thought it was cool. So what I got, Showcase number 59. Showcase number 59. This is from 1965. This is the 3rd appearance of the Teen Titans. There's also Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman in cameo in this thing. So this is the book that we are actually going to be giving away this week. It is a really, really nice pink cover. I thought that was cool. Green Lantern covers I really like because they're kind of pink and the yellows. You don't see those colors all that often. So when I saw this one, this one jumped out at me. So this is the 3rd appearance of the Teen Titans, Showcase number 59. So there you go. Joe Brown's like a nice pink cover. So let's head over real quick if we can. Let's head over to Go Collect and let's check out the FMV for this particular book. And this is Showcase number 59. Showcase number 59. Click on the title right here. And this is a 9.0. This book is 200, has a FMV of $210. You can see some of the recent sales pretty strong for this particular book. It's 225, 207, 275, 237. I mean, pretty strong sales for this particular book. And what I can tell you about this book, what I can tell you definitively as I reach for it is this book has not been pressed. This book has not been pressed. I can actually see several pressable defects, non-breaking defects in the front cover of this book. This book could potentially get up. And I don't know, the back cover could be cleaned as well. This is a nice book. This 9-0. This is part of why I bought it. Was because I felt like it was an unpressed book, and so this book has definitely some potential in it. There are some spots on the book. It's not a perfect book. Again, it is a 9-0, but I believe that this book, if cracked, if someone so chose to do so, could crack that book and potentially get a half grade or more out of that one. So throw that one out there. Matt Woods, like, cool book. Oh my goodness, this dude. I don't think people really know who the Dipset is. I don't think that they know about the pink fur. Okay. I don't think. Well done. Well, the almighty Liger King never fails to make me laugh. Dude, you are hilarious. But this book could potentially be yours for simply watching the videos that come out from the channel over the course of the week, finding the video that actually has the phrase, heading over to the community tab, plugging it in, and then tuning into the show. This book could absolutely be yours in just a couple of days. And so if you're interested in it, I definitely want to encourage you to stay tuned to the videos that are going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this week, because in one of those videos, I'm going to give you a phrase and you just capture that phrase and you are in the running after you plug it in. And I did indeed just lose my chat, so I have to bounce back out real quick and see if I can pick it up on the other side, because I am not able to see what you guys are talking about. But if folks do have some things that you want to get into, I definitely want to tell you to plug it in all caps, drop your comments in there so that I can actually see them, and then we'll maybe dig into it a little bit longer. See if I can find the chat here. I'm up to 6,900 and 200 people. Oh, that we don't need to hear all that now. All right, so let me skip over this thing. When the chat goes out in the live stream, it is definitely pretty brutal. So what is this? No, I have not read Something is Killing the Children. So I have not read that yet. I've actually been on a little bit of a tear. One of my local comic shops is participating in this 1,000 book challenge. And so I've been reading a lot of the things that I actually like have on hand. So like Superman Unchained, I finished that over the weekend. Thor 4, Cable 1 is one that I read a couple of days ago. So I've been trying to read a couple of these things that I have on hand. Philadelphia, I went ahead and read that. X-Men 8. So I'm like trying to read these books to contribute, but I have not read Something is Killing the Children. I was actually trying to get somebody on the line to talk with me about that for the roll call that I released on Saturday, but times didn't quite work out, so I wasn't able to get a person. But what I was trying to do was to chat with a subscriber about Something is Killing the Children, and then I was going to read Something is Killing the Children, and then I was going to talk about Something is Killing the Children. So that was going to be my cascade, but the first part of it I could not make happen, and so we'll see whether I just read it or whether I'm actually going to try to chat with one of these people this coming week to make some magic happen. So we'll see. Let me go back to the chat here. Let me see what else you guys are talking about. Oh, you know what? I have not read that Spider-Woman. I have that one. It's on my list. It is on my list because it's in my stack and I need to read it, but I have not yet read it. Philadelphia is definitely dope. Philadelphia is definitely, I'm definitely enjoying that one. Antoine Williams talking about Cameron in the pink fur. Well done, bro. Well done. That pink fur, that was something. That was something. I heard a little bit about Red Mother. I have not read that one yet, but I've heard a little bit about that one. So I may have to check that one out. Let me scroll through some of the comments. Didn't think I would like Cable 1, but it was not bad. You know what I was actually going to read earlier today? Because of Cable 1, I was going to read Rom 1. Because of what happened in that book, and the day kind of got away from me and I haven't yet had a chance to read it. But I want to try to read Rom 1. And then I was playing around with this idea of maybe reading some, is it Martian Manhunter? I think it's Martian Manhunter and also Wonder Woman. So I read Superman Unchained, all 9 issues, thought it was dope. Wonder Woman was in it. Batman was in it. So I started reading the Batman White Knight. Started reading that. I think I'm on issue like 3 or 4. That one's okay. It's a slow burn. I think I'm on like 4. It's okay. I'm not really enjoying that one. So I started thinking, because of Superman Unchained, Wonder Woman was in there. She had a cameo. So I was like, maybe I should read some Wonder Woman. So I was kind of toying with that idea. And then a while ago, I got interested in Martian Manhunter. And I was reading something and he was in it. And I was like, maybe I should read that. So I'm like kind of waxing and waning through different things that kind of pop into my head, just because I'm trying to just diversify some of the things that I read so I can be a little bit more knowledgeable, not necessarily trying to be an expert to my video a few days ago. But there's a lot of really great characters that are out there. And in my head, if I take some time to expose myself to them, I think that can only lead to something really good coming out of it. So Undiscovered Country. Ooh, that's a beast. That is a beast. Stealth was dope. Hard stop. Stealth, dope. Who is that? Who actually asked that cup? Yeah, Simon. So I read Stealth, and then I went out and bought the original Stealth, and his cameo appearance, first appearance, bought it all. Stealth is dope. I even had a conversation with the cover artist that did the cover of the 2020 version of Stealth. Reached out to the cover artist, had a brief conversation with him. Yeah, Stealth is really good. If you guys haven't read that one, I say check that one out, because I think it's actually really cool. So scrolling down, yeah, man, I'm telling you, the thing about Stealth. The thing about Stealth was that it was a little unexpected. I did not expect it to go the way that it did. And that was a pretty cool surprise that I actually got a big kick out of. And so any comic that can like surprise me with something I didn't see, I can get on board with it. I really can. So all right. So I think I'm actually, what is this? Jerry says I was able to pick up Batman 91, Penguin cover, pre-ordered 92 variant punchline cover. Very, very nice. Very nice. What is this? Glad? Yeah. Oh, there he is. There he is, my man, Adam. How you doing, bro? I actually talked about you the other day in a live stream, my friend. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the recommendation. I actually, if you remember, when you said it, you were like the dudes from Detroit. I wrote it down. I went and I got it. And I read it, and it was really good. And then I was like, wait a minute, this isn't the first appearance of Stealth. So I had to go find the 2011 version of Stealth. And I was really mad because every copy on eBay was actually overpriced in my mind, right? Because they're like, it's optioned by Skybound. And so every one of them was like $20, $25, $30, too much money, $50 for a CGC version. And I refused to buy it. So what I did is I set up an alert and I waited for the book to pop up. 3 days later, it popped up on eBay. And then I found it on eBay. Then I backtracked it to the store that it actually came from. I got it for $8. Got it for $8, and I feel very good about that. So my copy of Stealth from 2011 is actually coming in. The one from Mark Silvestri and Brian K. Vaughan. That book will be here hopefully by Wednesday of this week. I've already given it away, so I don't even know if you guys will see a video of it now because I've already given it away. But shout out to you, Adam, bro. And this is kind of sort of what I was talking about the other day, about having a learner's mindset and being receptive and responsive to other individuals out there. I feel myself enriched in some way by having listened to recommendations from people like Adam, from recommendations from people like Johnny Future, who have encouraged me to read some things beyond the stuff that I would normally read. And I feel like my knowledge and my understanding of certain characters has improved. And I think my understanding of the hobby has also improved. And I certainly have gained a better appreciation for many of the characters out there that I otherwise would not have actually read. So I definitely want to say thank you for all of that stuff. Stealth is underrated, says Jerry G. I don't. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Stealth 20, bro. Stealth 2011. You can't even find a digital copy of it online. There's no digital copy of this thing. There are 3 copies, maybe 4 right now, actually on the eBay machine. And the CGC version, I want to say, is like $50. There's a couple of other copies that are out there for like $25. And I made a couple of lowball offers, and they were rejected. And yeah, so I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with these. I may snatch up another one. I may snatch up another one. I think you guys are talking about Red Sun. I think you guys are talking about Red Sun, which I think is sitting. I think I have Red Sun actually sitting like right here in a bin. I may have moved it. Yeah, I may have moved it. I actually had Red Sun actually sitting here in this bin right next to me. But yeah, Red Sun, the whole Russia connection. Do I have any Avengers 11? The original one from the 60s. I don't really have any Avengers books that are that old. So no, I don't think that I have that one. Trying to find Pit 18. Bro, gotta love some Pit. Gotta love some Pit. I may actually collect that one. I may actually do the full run of Pit. We'll see. We'll see. I may do that. We'll have to see about that one. But I definitely want to encourage you guys to stay tuned for one of the videos that is going to be dropping this week, because I'm actually going to be showing you a really awesome Silver Age run that I have pretty much completed, kind of sort of completed. There's a little bit of twist. Stay tuned for that. All right. So let me go ahead and wrap this thing up. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me for this episode of the Ready, Set, Go show. I hope that you guys had fun. I definitely had fun with you. Stay tuned for all the great videos that are going to be coming up this week from the channel. Stay tuned, because you will have a chance to win this pretty awesome book, this showcase number 59 pink cover from the folks over at Go Collect. And as always, if you guys need to reach out to me, I definitely want to encourage you to do so. You can find me on Instagram at RegieCollects, or you can send me an email to Regie@RegieCollects.com. If you're feeling frisky, you can always head over to the website and check out some of the content there, including some of the discount codes from my various partners. One of my newest partners is the Collector's Resource, the collectorsresource.com, who makes these really great frames for comics, graded and raw. You can do single all the way up to six comics in a frame. You've actually probably even seen the video that I've done on the channel here. They have now extended to me for you a discount code. The code is RegieCollects. You can actually save 15% off your entire order at the Collector's Resource. So shout out to those guys. If you decide to pick something up, make sure that you use the code so you can save yourself a couple of bucks. But like I said, if you guys need me, I am not too hard to find. Take care.